Your Humanities Half-hour is brought to you by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.
Hafade Tero, and welcome to Your Humanities Half-hour. I'm Catherine Perry. One of the themes we frequently visit here on the show is World War II and the battles that were fought in the Marianas and Guam. Today, we're going to begin a series of interviews featuring several World War II veterans who returned to the islands in March 2019 on a tour of the region. Several of these gentlemen saw action in Guam and the Marianas, while others fought in other parts of the Pacific. Nonetheless, all of their stories give us a glimpse into the war and those who fought it. Our first interview today is with Gilbert D. Nadeau. He was born on April 4th, 1926 in Beverly, Massachusetts, where he lived when World War II broke out. As he and his family listened to the radio on December 7th, 1941, they learned that the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor, which at that time was an unknown Navy base to Gil. His brother enlisted in the Navy immediately, but Gil had to wait until he turned 16 and had his parents' permission. Upon completion of boot camp and advanced training, he declined duty with an amphibious unit, but was ordered to the unit anyways. He became a signalman on LCSL 45 in the Philippines, Borneo. He was headed to Iwo Jima when his ship collided with a larger vessel and had to abort their mission and be repaired. And his final combat mission was Okinawa, where he witnessed and survived devastating kamikaze attacks. I was able to catch up with Gil and the group during their short but busy tour of Saipan and Tinian. Actually, we caught up at lunch, and we do apologize for the quality of the recording, but felt that their stories and life experiences were important to capture and to share with you. Here now is our interview with Gilbert D. Nadeau.
My name is Gil Nadeau. And I went in the service when I was 16 because the war was on. And the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor. We were all mad. And the United States was so angry that all the men wanted to get in. And they wanted to get in, kick butt, come home and get on with our lives, and that's what we did. And so by the time I was old enough to get in, it was 1944, January of 44. I was 4 months shy of 17, and I went in, and I was too short.
How tall are you? Or how tall were you?
5 foot. I was 4'11", and the minimum height of every branch of the service was 5'2". To be an officer, the minimum height was 5'4", and to be a pilot, the minimum height was 5'6". Well, I went to the recruiting office so many times, I got to know them, and they finally let me go in and take my physical. I was perfect. and I said, well, why don't you let me go through? And now, in those days, we had the draft, we still do. And if you couldn't get in the service for any reason, you became 4F. That was a designation in the draft, which meant you were unfit for service. That's a terrible way to put it. And I sure as hell didn't want to be that. But anyway, I said, let me go through. They sent me to boot camp. They accepted me, which they should never have done. Now I get to boot camp, and of course in those days, they take all your clothes. You're walking around for a day and a half, taking your physical, and the second day they put me up against the wall, and there was a big square frame starting at 5'2". I'm under it. Stopped all the works, and a commander doctor come out cussing and swearing because all the corpsmen doing nothing. And he looks over and now he thinks it's funny. I didn't think it was funny. Anyway, I caught his eye and I said to him, "What do you say? Let me go through." He spoke to the corpsman and he's still laughing. He goes back in his office. Corpsman comes over and he put this jumper on. You know, the jumper that has the collar and stuff. I did. I put it on and I see a corpsman coming with a camera and a tripod. Two corpsmen grabbed me by the arms and took me backwards up against the wall and slammed me there. One said, "Stand straight and not on your tiptoes." In those days, we obeyed authority, not like today. But anyway, I did. The two corpsmen lowered the board. They took a picture, and in 1 hour they gave me a photo ID. I kept that for 10 and a half years. Stayed in the Navy 10 and a half years. Now, if they had found out, when anybody asked me, I wouldn't argue with someone a card. 5'2". If they had found out, I grew an inch. This way, not this way. If they had found out, they would have given me a bad conduct discharge. And they did that to a lot of sailors who had been in action and got the Purple Heart. They stripped them of all the medals, including Purple Heart. One guy I just read about the end of last year, he had died, but his senator was working on him, got him reinstated, but too late. He died. You know, the honor was not there anymore. So, but anyway, I was in. And by 44, they needed bodies. And I was a body. And so my boot camp, instead of being 4 months, was 29 days. They learned how to march and salute about that and take care of our clothes. I knew how to do that before. But anyway, they sent me. They asked me if I wanted to be, what I wanted to be on, you know, and I told them. And I said, how about being, they said, what would you like to do in the Navy? I want to be a radio technician. How about you being a signalman? I said, no. Guess where they sent me? To signal school. Because in those days, I don't care what you were. You could have been a cook, a baker, you could have been a tailor, or anything. What they needed is what you became. And it didn't make any difference. So I became a signalman. Then they asked me if I wanted to be on a certain type of ships. And I said, I want those other ships. You know, I'm just going on 17. Dreams of glory, you know. I'm a young kid. And they said, do you want amphibious? Hell no. That's what I got. That's what they needed. I got on a little ship. It was called an LCS, Landing Craft Support. They assigned me the amphibious, and right away they assigned me to a particular type of amphibious ship built strictly for the Pacific. It was built from the hull of an LCI. The ships had a lot of infantry, and would you come ashore, first they had, on each side they had a ramp, and they'd come down the ramp. Then all of a sudden they had an open door in the bow. That was called LCS, Landing Craft Infantry. And they made our ship that hull. But they turned us into a gunship. our purpose was, and with flat bottom, the ship drew 6 feet of water, sitting in the water, just 6 feet down. We all could operate in 10 feet of water. The purpose of it was that when we went into the islands, we were so high and flat bottom, we could go over the reefs and not get our hull torn open. The purpose of our ship was to come in 350 yards out before anything. We had rocket racks, not missiles, rocket racks, free flying. And we would unload all these rockets up ashore, which took care of landmines and would kill a concussion 100 feet. By 200 yards out, we would turn broadside. There would be 4, 5, 6 of us in a row. And we would unload with all of our guns. Trees, everything came down. We were being fired at. If we could see traces coming from the shore, we would eliminate them immediately. Because with our guns, rapid guns, we pinpoint their down. And we would make 2 passes. Then the first landing, the small boats with the soldiers or army or marine would come in. Now here in Saipan, the reefs are so far out, they came in with tanks, floating tanks, and most of them they come in to it and then come right ashore. But a lot of the islands they didn't. They had to come, like Iwo Jima and so forth. We could come. They would come right by and go in. And anyway, that was our job. We could sit 200 yards out, 2 football fields. And a Marine would come aboard with his radio and take, directions of where they wanted gunfire close in. Whereas all the big ships, destroyers, are that distance out where those big ones are, because they can't come any closer. That was the purpose of our ship. Like I say, it was called LCS. We were in Eniwetok, and we were assigned to come in here, both places. But we got into a collision in Eniwetok, and so we had to. Our unit went out, come here. We had to be repaired, and so they put us in a different unit. My unit was Philippines, Borneo, and Okinawa. I missed the big ones, but still, the group of ships for our unit went here and Iwo, and I've seen the movies of it, and I saw some of the ships that we were working with. They're there. We never got to it, but they're taking us vets out to see it anyway, and it's great. It's great.
We're featuring an interview today with World War II veteran Gil Nadeau. We'll be back with more after this break.
Did you know that you can donate up to $5,000 to the Humanities Council through the CNMI Education Tax Credit Program? Donations from individuals and corporations qualify and can be used to offset your local wage and salary tax, BGRT, and earnings tax. Call our office at 235-4785 to see how you can support humanities programs in our community and obtain a tax credit for your donation. Sizuus Maasi, Olomai, and thank you.
Welcome back to Your Humanities Half Hour. Our interview today is with World War II veteran Gilbert D. Nadeau.
Of course, Navy, we don't come ashore unless amphibious. When they come ashore, if their ships are bombed or are hit by cannon and they can't go out to sea anymore, they become part of the landing force. This is the amphibious patch. That looks like the Taj Mahal, doesn't it? So that's an anchor.
Oh, okay.
That's a Thompson submachine gun, and that's Eagle for the Navy. Now, how do you suppose they got these things off the shore when they came aboard? Come on. They don't have anchors on the bow. They're at the stern. And when we come in, when they're coming in, if there's good water out there, they drop an anchor 80, 90 feet or 90 yards out. So when the time comes that they're able to pull themselves to get off the shore, they pull themselves out with that claw anchor.
Oh, wow.
That anchor is in everything like this.
Yeah.
They got a winch on the back of the ship, and it pulls them right offshore. And they knew how much water they could be in before they turned the propellers on. My ship was like, I could operate in 10 feet of water with my ship. That's how they got offshore. And that was on patch, the anchor. And if you could, you were part of the landing force. And we got a Thompson submachine gun and a knapsack of anything that we needed, like ammo, and we had to go. We were with the Marines and the soldiers.
I see some ribbons here on your hat. What are these ribbons for?
This isn't really good, but what I really had of my old one got old. We had the we had the. What was it? Asiatic Pacific medal. That's the victory medal, and we had the. It's a blue and white medal. My mind's gone. But anyway, my ship was so small that we didn't have anybody taking care of the records. We had a seaman first class doing it. He wasn't a yeoman, So, and being so small, we were expendable. We had 6 officers and 65 men, and most of them were gunners. So if anything happened, we sank or anything, we were expendable, men and all. So as a result, we never got word about anything. We never got the word about what medals or ribbons we had, so it never went in our record. So we did know we had the American Theater, which is that everybody gets if they go out past the limits, And then we had Pacific Asiatic, this is the theater. That was the victory medal. We also had the China Theater ribbon and medal. 40 years after the war, when we got home, the war was over. We went on with our business. We didn't tell stories. It was 40 years before I told my family anything that I had done. They knew I was in the Navy. That's it. I looked at my records. I had four ribbons, four medals. They formed an association. The association. And I went to the first reunion, and being with our buddies, even though we didn't know him, because he made 130 of these little ships exactly alike. We did exactly the same work, not all together, but just meeting them. There was that camaraderie, and it was so nice meeting. Now we can talk about what we did, what our ships did, and where we were, and it broke that wall, that inner wall down. So when I went home, I started telling them all about what I did. It wasn't until 1990 that somebody that was in the organization, they were smart, they lived in Virginia outside of D.C., they retired, and they went to our logs, ship's logs, We searched every one of them, and they each wrote the book. I read it, and I said, oh, I was there. Oh, I was there. Oh, I was in that unit. You know, when we get like the Navy commendation ribbon, I ended up with 4 rows of ribbons. Then, one of my real, the ones I loved the most, after the war in August, we didn't go home. It was duration in 6 months. Our ships, most of our ships, instead of going to Tokyo, I went to Shanghai. And we had teamed up with a lot of the minesweepers because the whole coast of China was heavily mined. They had to cut them up, and we had to blow them up. And I found out that General Chiang Kai-shek, I don't know if you've ever heard the name, after the war he became the leader, you know, whatever, president or something of China. He issued to the minesweepers and us, all these LCSs, the China War Memorial Medal. When I found that out, now instead of living in Massachusetts, I'm living in California. I pick up the phone and I call the Chinese embassy. And I got a female on the phone and I asked her, I want to talk to somebody who knows about medals, you know, your medals. And she tried to tell us, but she couldn't say it. I said, get me somebody that knows. I get a guy on the phone. I told him my name, told him what our ships, what the ship did. I said, I was issued the China War Memorial Medal. And I said, our government doesn't issue it. We have to get it from you people. I want one. And he says, I never heard of that medal. I said, what the hell do you mean you never heard of that medal? I said, General, Chiang Kai-shek gave us that medal. He said, who is that? I had forgotten the commies thing, and I said to myself, oh, shoot, and I hung up. But I found a company in South Carolina, and I called them, and they had so many of them. Now, this is 40 years after World War II. They're not restocking World War II medals. And so I made for friends, for my buddies on my ship, and other people whose fathers had died. I made nice, beautiful metal boards for them. And I would call them, get their medals, make them up. Well, they ran out of them, and you can't get them anymore. But I have them. But like they said, you know, when they order medals, they don't just order one, they order hundreds, you know. But anyway, I'm proud of that medal. But when people say, is that all in your records? I say, hell no, it's not in my records. And I tell them, I read it from the books that were, and one guy in D.C., he's a very, very prominent man. He was Reagan's right-hand man in the White House. His brother was the Secretary of Navy during Reagan's time. They said, we're going to get that record all set. I said, forget it. I don't need it. Not at 93. What the hell do I need that for? I got my medals and my board. But that's the way it was in those days, you know. And being on a very little ship, when we went to ports, there's such a thing as protocol. You've heard the word protocol? When a bunch of ships go into port, who gets served first? For fuel, the highest ranking officer. Or if they're all captains, the highest ranking Annapolis number officers. Yes, didn't know that, did you? Oh yeah, they have a number when they graduate. Oh God. So we would go into port like Eniwetok or Morotai, whatever. We would get fuel and ammo. When it came to anything else, anything for repairing of the ship or food, we were the last ships to get it, which meant that we got next to nothing. And what we did get was terrible. One time we were supposed to get 3 sides of beef. Got one. When they unwrapped it, it was half raw. We had to fight to feed the fish. That's the way it was. But we were 17. Whatever they gave us, we ate. We had to. We understood that.
We've been listening to an interview conducted with World War II veteran Gilbert D. Nadeau, who was here in the Marianas in March 2019 as part of a tour with World War II veterans. The group was led by Executive Director Donnie Edwards of Best Defense Foundation, which organized the tour in partnership with Military Historic Tours and Pacific Development, Inc. I would like to thank both Donnie and Gordon Marciano of PDI for helping to facilitate these interviews, and we'll be featuring more over the coming weeks. Most of all, I'd like to thank Gil and all the other veterans who were willing to sit down and share their memories and experiences with us. What do you know about the World War II experience in Saipan, Tinian, Rota, and Guam? Contact the Northern Marianas Humanities Council at nmhcouncil.org or on our Facebook page at 670 Humanities. This has been your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry.
This program was supported by a We the People grant awarded to the Northern Marianas Humanities Council from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities or the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.